Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Dick Peterson. I'm the Acting Director of the United States Mint. It's a pleasure to be here in Chicago for the American Numismatic Association World Fair of Money again here in 2013. And as is customary, the person in my role meets with whoever wants to be here to talk anything about the United States Mint, coins, etc. And so here I am, and I'm going to give you a little bit of introduction as to what's going on at the Mint right now in the middle of 2013, and then open it up for any and all questions that you might have. Let's just chat. The U.S. Mint, United States Mint, has three lines of business. We are in the circulating coins, precious metal bullion coins, gold and silver, and then numismatic coins. And so I'll break the talk up into real quickly what's going on in circulating, bullion, and numismatics. And then a couple other things going on at the Mint, and then your questions and answers. So circulating, the penny, nickel, dime, quarter. We don't make the dollar coin for circulation anymore at this point, and the half dollar hasn't been ordered from the Federal Reserve in many years, so it's penny, nickel, dime, quarter. This year, in 2013, we're on track to make 12 billion coins. About 60% of them are pennies. And remember, just back in 2009, 2010, the Mint was manufacturing 3.5, 4 billion coins. So we're manufacturing 3 times as many coins this year than we did in 2009, 2010. And we're doing so with fewer people. We've taken $50 million out of the cost of our circulating business from $230 million down to $180 million. $50 million, real money, savings to the taxpayer, and by tripling our volume and watching our P's and Q's, if you will. So the circulating business is going very strong for us, and the quarter dollar has, the quarter and the dime have offset the negative seigniorage on the penny and the nickel. As you know, the penny and the nickel cost us more to manufacture than we receive from the Federal Reserve when we sell those coins to the Federal Reserve. And so we are positive for the year. Will remain positive looking at the trends and the forecasts that we receive from the Federal Reserve. So circulating is a very good story for us. The bullion coins, precious metals, silver and gold, again, a very strong story. This year, we are selling between 750,000 to 950,000 1-ounce silver bullion coins every week. We're on pace to manufacture north of our record, which was 2011, and that's 45 million ounces. So silver is going great guns right now. The folks in West Point, we make most of our bullion in West Point, New York. Back in February of 11, we saw a big tidal wave of demand coming, and we said, let's move some bullion manufacturing out to San Francisco. They have the same kind of presses out there, and so we did that, and San Francisco is making about 15 to 20% of our annual production in silver right now. And that was a good move. It allows us to meet the demand. What we're really trying to do is grow the supply base of silver blanks, the 3/9 silver blanks that we get. We've got the press capacity, we've got the people, we can make more if we can get the raw materials. And so that's where we're spending our effort right now. I want to give a shout out to the folks at West Point. In 2007, they made 7 million ounces of silver. 2011, they made 45 million ounces. This year, they're on pace to make 45 million ounces again. So that's a 6-fold improvement. There's a 6-fold increase in production, and they've kept their headcount flat. So the cost productivity, the manufacturing productivity is phenomenal. If you make more with the same amount, or you make more with less, it's a great manufacturing success story. I've told the Treasury of the United States, my boss, I said, hey Rosie, next time the president goes up to West Point's the military academy, and he does a graduation speech, have him go over to the Mint, because it's a really good story. So anyway, we'll see if that happens. He's a busy man. He's got lots to do. We'll see. It kind of pains me, though, as a Naval Academy graduate, to have him want to, to go to West Point. But anyway, so the numismatic business. I mean, this coin that we're doing today is phenomenal. And so I'll show the camera here, but this is the reverse proof Buffalo 24 karat gold bullion. And this product was brought about, conceptualized at the ANA last year in 2012 in Philadelphia. When I'm sorry, I'll just let you guys do this. Somebody came up and said, do you realize that the 2013 is the 100th anniversary of the Buffalo nickel? And I'm not deep in my heart a coin guy yet, but I'm the manufacturing guy, I'm the money guy kind of thing. He's working on making me a coin guy. But anyway, I said, no, I didn't really realize that. But we put together this product over the last year, and we're happy to bring it to market today. We went on sale last week. I think we sold 20,000.
$28 worth in the first 30 minutes.
Yeah, and so big numbers on this product. And one of the things we've done in the numismatic world, because we know it's hard for us to predict how well these coins will sell. And we don't want to go make a bunch and then have them not sell, because that's not how you run a manufacturing organization. So what we've done is we've said, we're going to give you this much time. You can order as many as you want online, and then we'll go make them based on the number that we've seen the orders for. And so it kind of balances our need, which is to be fair and open to the American public, that everybody who wants one of these coins really ought to have one, versus the collector need is, I got mine, nobody else can get theirs. And so, create a shortage. And so we feel that open order window is a good way to balance the conflicting demands across those different stakeholders. So anyway, this product's a real success. New products for next year, the Kennedy half-dollar set we're going to come out with. We were talking earlier, maybe we're brainstorming, maybe we launch it at the ANA next year and have another big success. It's the 50th anniversary of the Kennedy half-dollar. Next year is a big year for civil rights. The 50th anniversary of the Civil Rights Act that President Johnson signed. I'm sorry. I'm hard of hearing, so if I hear, anyway, so the civil rights year next year with the Civil Rights Act coin, the Kennedy half-dollar, the Baseball Hall of Fame coin comes out next year. Again, I mentioned this morning the first curved coin that the United States has manufactured. Gold and silver will have a deep curvature. The clad, what we found, and we will make a curved clad coin, but if you got the 3 layers, and as you curve that around, the top layer has to stretch more than the bottom layer. And so the clad, the 3 layers of the sandwich, if you will, kind of shifts and separates. And so that's a difficult manufacturing process with that raw material, but that's what the law says we have to make it out of. But we're going to get a little bit of curvature, not a lot, but it'll be the first clad curved coin ever manufactured in the world. So we're excited about that. Hope it sells a lot, and it's going to be priced at the right point so that everybody can afford it. So those are the 3 lines of business: circulating, bullion, and numismatic. Other things going on at the Mint: research and development. We were authorized by Congress to make to research new metals for our coins, and so I reported to Congress. I testified before Congress in November of last year. That we're not going to do any more R&D on the penny. That our initial round of R&D, we're not going to get the penny for less than a penny. You could shift it to any material on the periodic chart that's made out of metal, and the only ones that make sense, that cost less than copper right now: zinc, steel, iron in the form of steel, aluminum, and lead. And we're not going to make our coins out of lead. And so aluminum, steel, or zinc. And the penny's already made out of zinc. The prices of those 3 metals are pretty close to each other. And so you take, you can make the penny out of any of those 3, and it costs about the same. The nickel, our report that we submitted to Congress in December, it talks about it, and there are pages and sample costs. We can get, and that's published online, by the way, so what you're seeing, what I'm telling you is not anything that's not already out there, but we can get pretty close to 5 cents on the cost of a nickel. And there's a possibility we could get to 5 cents or lower for one particular moment in time. We could get there for a week, but then as the prices of the metals would fluctuate, you know, it's not going to stay that way forever. And as inflation happens, year after year, year after year, year after year, the nickel will be in the same place as the penny is. The clad coins, the dime and the quarter, we can save money by changing the metals in those, and we're looking at various formulations on those. But those coins aren't underwater right now. We get a dime, and the cost of the dime is 4 or 5 cents. I think less than that, but and the quarter is like 10 or 12 cents. So we want to take costs out of the dime and the quarter, but the urgency is not there. I got to be careful how I say that. In today's world, we're always urgent to take costs out of the government, and so we're working on that. Our next report to Congress is due December of 2014. Other things going on at the Mint. Who here has ordered a coin product from the U.S. Mint online using our website? So several folks. Our website is antiquated. It is run by old computers that are no longer supported by the manufacturer, and we have to buy spare parts online at eBay. And so disk drives and motherboards and that kind of stuff, we've got a little inventory so that those computers stay running. And we are in the process of converting to a new system. And that new system will be ready in 2014, not by this time next year, but a little bit later in 2014. Oh, that's somebody out there. And so what that system will do for us, the line that you see down the hall, when you go online right now and you order, our pipes, our bandwidth is only big enough to handle 5,000 orders per hour. Then the system gets rickety, and we're not sure if it's stable. And we've had a couple catastrophes where 10,000 orders, 15,000 orders per hour, the system would crash and send emails to people who thought they'd ordered and said, sorry, your order's been canceled. And that makes a nasty numismatic customer. And we got lots of nasty emails and complaints about that. Anyway, we're fixing that, and we're investing in our IT infrastructure so that next fall, 2014, we're going to have the right computer system so that it's like what you're used to when you go shop online for anything, that the right drag and drop buttons, if you like this product, maybe you'd like this product, and it'll allow us to get the right products in the right hands at the right time. So we're spending some time and effort on that. Other things, make sure I get them all here. We're pretty proud of our polishing technology, and I want to show this coin to you. This is the 5-star General's commemorative coin for this year, and I want to pass this around, and you'll see we've invested a lot of money, a lot of energy, changing our technology from the old analog process with the Janvier engraving cutting machines, and we've gone to essentially all digital technology. We're very glad we've done that for several reasons. The first is the capacity that it gives us. Congress passed the Code Talker Act. When they passed it, I forget, I don't know the exact year, I forget the exact year, but it calls for us to manufacture congressional gold medals, bronze medals, silver medals to honor the contributions of Native American code talkers in World War I and World War II. And they would talk in their native dialect and nobody could break the code. And so a lot of World War II, World War I activities, the Native Americans were side by side with the commanding generals. They take the English, they translate it into their native dialect, and they transmit it to the other guys out in the field, and they'd go execute the battle plan. And so it's a really big to-do. And this Thanksgiving, we're going to have 25 congressional gold medals lined up. I'm not sure exactly the date. I know you're quoting this. We're trying to get the presentation of the gold medals coordinated with the Speaker's office, Speaker of the House. So don't quote me on a date there, Paul.
Around the 20th is what
It's around Thanksgiving. But the long and the short of it is 25 coins, 25 front and backs. That's 50 designs on top of all the other designs we're doing right now. And the normal flow of the America the Beautiful Quarters program. So that's 5 new designs every year, 4 new presidents every year, the commemorative coins every year. This big chunk of work we could not have done without the investment in technology that we've made since 2000, 2001 and now. And so that's the first advantage of this new technology. The second is, look at the finish, okay? You'll be able to tell. This is before, this is after. And you'll be able to tell just how wonderful the frosting techniques are. What this does is open up a whole new degree of freedom for our artists that they can, I call it paint by the numbers, but there are like 7 or 8 different levels of frosting that they can achieve with this new technology. And so it opens up that degree of artistic freedom for our artists. So I'll pass these around, and I'll start with you. And we've got guards here. Don't let these walk away. But you'll see before and after.
This is before?
You figure it out. You can figure that out.
Look at the length, especially in the
You know what's driving us crazy is you don't handle them just by the edges.
Say that again.
You don't handle them just by the edges. It's driving us crazy.
They're in plastic.
They're in plastic.
Oh.
Like I said. So anyway, that's kind of my talk, is what's going on at the Mint. And so I'm happy to take your questions, sir.
You mentioned the new technology and how many artists that you have in the Mint. You didn't mention anything about the AIP program. Is it dead? Is it waiting to be resurrected? What's going on there?
The question is on the Artistic Infusion Program. And we have on staff in Philadelphia 7 or 8 artists. And we have lots of coin designs. Congress passes new law. We've got obverse and reverse of that coin. We need outside artistic infusion is what we call it, Artistic Infusion Program. And so we have run this Artistic Infusion Program over the last 10 years, I believe. And we've done the math, and we've added up all the designs that have been put onto coinage. That, in other words, they've been through the whole process of approval with the CFA, recommendations from the CFA, the CCAC, actual approval by the Secretary of the Treasury, and they actually get onto the coin. About 60% of our designs are from Artistic Infusion Program sources, and about 40% are from the Mint artists on staff in Philadelphia. And so that's about the right balance. But what it says is we need the Artistic Infusion Program. And so, yes, it's coming back. And we're going out for the right contracting process. We get the lawyers and the procurement people involved, and that's where we are right now.
Is it a matter of funding also?
No, not really. It's not a funding. We're going to have to spend the money anyway to get the coins designed. So that decision's been made, and the cogs are turning to get it back in place.
That's a very good analogy with the new platinum coin that you have coming out.
You caught that? So there's some questions on that new platinum coin, by the way. Have you got one?
Not yet.
Okay. We put that new technology, this new frosting technology, on that new platinum coin this year. So, where'd my water go?
For circulating coins, is the demand going down for quantity because of plastic and online shopping?
The short answer is no. What we've seen, what the Fed has ordered from us, and that's we sell to the Federal Reserve, is in 2010, we bottomed out at like 3.5 to 4 billion coins per year. That's the lowest number since 1959. And so as the economy grew from the 50s, slow, steady increase in the number of coins every year that the Fed would purchase from us. The economy tanked in 2008, 2009. Everybody breaks into their cookie jars and goes and buys gasoline and grocery with their coins. All that coin goes back to the Federal Reserve. Their vaults fill up, and they say, we don't need any new coins from the mint. They turn off the spigot from us. And so that's what happened in 8 and 9. And that trend came out, the trend reversed, and from 10, 11, 12, and now into 13, we've gone from 3.5, 4 billion per year to 12. Now, your question long term is a good question. What will happen with the advent of electronic commerce, et cetera? What we see is the number of retail transactions that use cash is shrinking as a part of the pie of all retail transactions. But the pie is getting bigger. And so more retail transactions are happening, and even though the percentage of cash is shrinking, that whole piece of pie is getting bigger. So that more coins per year. So and I'm not the economist. I'm not the world's payment expert, and as to what's going to happen with electronic commerce over time, a lot of the open market reading that I do is all about cash will never go away. There'll always be cash transactions. And so that's what we see. Sir? There are $1.4 billion coins at the Federal Reserve right now. And that's why we stopped making them, is they weren't being used in commerce. We'd issue 30 to 40 to 50 million, depending on the president, to the Federal Reserve, and within weeks we'd see those going back into the Fed. And so, co-circulation, and I testified before Congress in November, so again, nothing here that hasn't already been said. But as long as the note, the dollar note and the dollar coin are out there together, people have already decided that they're going to use the dollar note. And so that's where we are. And so until America changes, we're not going to make any more circulating dollar coins. But we do have them available, so you can get all your presidents through the numismatic channels. So good question, sir. Sir?
With Bullion being the way it is, and you're up, all the numbers that you're up, how's the supply going with your suppliers? And we're going to be going to a 4.9 Bullion piece.
4.9 silver?
Yeah.
The first question, let's stick to 3 nines, 99.9% silver. We've done a nice job increasing our supply. We've had a couple wins where we were running about 800,000 a week right now. And that's how many blanks we would get in. And remember, we have many different coins that use those blanks. There's bullion, and then there's other coins that we're manufacturing, the West Point Silver Proof being an example. So that takes 800,000 coins, blanks, from us in a year. So we go to market every week with our authorized purchasers, and we say, here's what we've got available, and we've sold out every week this year. And we're selling 750 last week, and 2 weeks before that was 950. What we have done is increased our supply base. We've added a new supplier, and the run rate that supplier can manufacture and get to us about 50,000, maybe 75,000 blanks per week. And so that's, percentage-wise, that's a nice increase above what we were getting. It's a 10% increase, let's say. And so we've increased blank supply by 10%. That's a good story. And we're fighting for all the blanks we can get in the market. And so now, do we want to go to 4.9 silver? I don't know that there are many folks that are making 4.9 silver. The metallurgy to get there is tough. And stop at 99.9, that's what the market wants. That's the bread and butter product of the U.S. Mint and other mints around the world. We'll be at 3.9s.
Just as a follow-up to that, how about the perception of our mint in relation as a foreign country, let's say, collecting those collecting United States coins from other countries? How is our marketing been for that?
I'm not following your question.
Let's say that you're in Great Britain and you want to collect U.S. coins and so forth. We have a lot of outside collectors, world collectors that are now they've come this far as mint product. Do we have world collectors?
On the bullion side?
Either one.
There's two answers to that question. On bullion side, we sell our finished product to the authorized purchaser network. You have to qualify with certain capital requirements, certain market making requirements. And so we've got a list of 12 or 14, whatever the number is, of people that we sell our bullion to. What they do with it after that is up to them. And we do know that a significant amount of it goes overseas. It goes down from West Point, New York, down to JFK Airport, and it's on the airplane to Europe that evening. And so Europe gets some. I don't know if it goes in the vaults of some Swiss bank. I don't know where it goes. The collector base internationally, they can go online and buy from our website just like anybody can. And that would be, I don't know that statistic off, what percentage of our numismatic revenues goes internationally?
We can find out for you.
That'd be interesting.
So that's a good question. That's a good question. We'll go do that. Sir?
How does the price of the metals affect the quantity of items sold? And how does the Mint protect itself from the radical swings we've seen lately?
We're talking gold and silver?
Right.
So what we saw after the price of gold and silver dropped in the month of, I think it was April, we saw a big increase in demand. Lots of gold. We actually did sell out of our 10th ounce gold. And, we came back in the market a month or two later when we got more blanks. But we had the story on that. We were looking at the demand trends for gold. And we said, okay, we sold this many last year. Let's have blanks. Let's have twice as many blanks just in case something happens. Well, we did the right thing. We had the blanks. The market just blew right through those numbers. And so we had to go replenish the stocks as fast as we could. And so that's what we saw in the month of April. We did a great piece up in West Point. I think CNBC came in, Bloomberg, and some of the other print media, and they did a great piece. It was really fun to watch. The CNBC, I guess, they did a piece at, call it 10:30 in the morning. And the reporter comes in and says, oh my God, you won't believe it. The piece is going through the roof. They have some mechanism where they track ratings in real time. And I guess the TV ratings on this piece, and she got direction, stay and do another piece at noon. You're on again at 2:30. You're on again at 4. And so, I mean, it was way cool to see the gold and silver interest when you did the piece real time at the West Point Mint. So, but what drives demand? Hedges against inflation. Price of the metals, the disparity between gold and silver and the historic ratios that they have. If I were a precious metal guru, if I knew where the market was headed, I wouldn't be here. But
and how does the Mint protect itself in terms of if you have silver at $40 an ounce and it drops to 30, or vice versa? How does it protect itself from the price swings?
The mint is delta neutral. We're hedged on gold and silver. There's no exposure there for us. All we do we manufacture the coin. And that's what we price into our
Whatever it is
pricing.
at the-
Right. And so we don't take a position long or short on gold or silver. Sir?
I'm obviously behind the curve on mint marks. I saw P's on those general medals for Philadelphia, I assume. Did not have a mint mark.
Where are those coins, by the way? We got those?
Are the Bullion pieces that are being manufactured in San Francisco now getting an S as opposed to, I don't know, a W?
It depends on the law. The law that passed for the five-star generals was, okay, West Point, the military guys, they got the gold. Philadelphia got the silver, and I think San Francisco is doing some I'm not exactly sure. But the Congress is getting very specific and saying, make this coin at that mint. And so they say that, and we salute and go make the coin at that mint. But we balance the coins. We talk to them, hey, we got to make all these coins. Anyway, sometimes they get specific on the ones that are near and dear to their hearts, like generals at West Point. I kind of get that.
So they are marked.
But bullion coins are not, marked. Your question about bullion coins?
No.
No.
Exactly. Circulating coins we make in Denver and Philadelphia. And Denver gets a D. Philadelphia doesn't get the P on the penny.
Good, everything except the cent.
Except the penny,
Yeah.
No P mark on the penny.
Right. And then bullion doesn't get a mint mark. And then the numismatic coins wherever they're made. Yep, sir.
So, my question is, how hard is it for the mint to get what it needs with this current Congress? I mean, do they work good together, or do they do not work good together? I mean, our political situation right now.
We have a wonderful relationship with Congress. And,
That's the only answer I knew that was coming. But, yeah.
that's a politic question, and I'm,
The other question is, why was it so much easier for the Canadians to go to the $1 and $2 coins than it is for the Americans?
when I testified before Congress in last November, the lady 2 seats down from me was my counterpart at the Royal Canadian Mint. And she detailed for the congressman, for Congress, here's what we did in Canada. And go look at the history of some of the economic crises that Canada had. And they said, we as a nation need to pull ourselves up by the bootstraps and do the right thing. And so they did their analysis, and they saw dollar coins, dollar bills. They actually have a $2 coin. One of the congressmen talked at length that his wife, I think, is from Canada, and they love the loonie and the toonie coin up there. And so but what they did was a lot of good public outreach, and they went out and talked to the population, and they said, we're going to have to do this, folks, and get ready. And here it comes. I think they did it back in the 80s, 86, to go to the $1 coin. And we tried the Susan B. Anthony in '79, and that didn't go so well because it wasn't very different than the quarter in size. And that's where some of those $1.4 billion at the Federal Reserve vaults are the Susan B. Anthony's. Anyway, now that's a real good question as to what denomination should we be making. So that's what Canada did. Sir?
Question about the U.S. Mint revamp of the website. From conception to proposed end date, how long was that time frame? Assuming you don't have any setbacks between now and next year.
We had a false start, and we got through that false start. This time last year, I was talking about the false start and what we're doing to regroup. We have regrouped. We're on the right path, and we're in the. I use the word COGS, but again, the contracting process for the federal government is long, and it's intentionally so to make sure that we're fair. And that's where we are right now. And we're going to pick a good system at some point, and we're going to march off and get it in place for you by next year. This is an example of good open government. Here I am, government official, being open and honest with the citizens of the United States, and I'm happy to do this. And just want to, if you have any other questions, you can stop by and see us over at the Mint booth here today. I'm here today. Treasury United States is here on Thursday, and I hope to see you. Anyway, thanks for your time.